Did you ever have one of those days where you just wanted to kill everybody on the entire planet? Well, that's what we're going to do today in Plague Inc. And what better tool is there to use to destroy all of humanity than the Epic's game store? The way people are reacting recently, you'd think that was already happening. Let's get this plague underway. Select my start location. Well, it has to start in America, doesn't it? Absolutely it does. The Epic's game store has infected its first human. Weak and unspecialized, it must evolve using DNA points to infect more people. Yeah, well, it doesn't even have a shopping cart yet, so, you know, it needs to develop. It's early days for the Epic game store, isn't it? Hamembe, the world's second most loved gorilla, has died from unknown causes. People not as upset as last time. Press F to pay your respects, I guess. Hamembe? Oh dear, game. Oh dear. Okay, the Epic Game Store is now resistant to drugs. The pathogen becomes resistant to Class 1 and 2 antivirals. Increase effectiveness in wealthy countries. Good luck, America. Epic Game Store is spreading from person to person in the United States of America and will grow exponentially. You control the plague indirectly by evolving it. It's getting bad. We have 13 infected people already. Extreme tsunami hits the Caribbean. WHO analysts expect significant loss of life despite existence of early warning systems. Well, it looks like we just got a head start. Sorry, the Caribbean. Wow, 3,900 dead. Nearly 4,000 people gone already. Epic Game Store has infected hundreds in the United States of America, increasing the chance that an infected person will infect a healthy person. We've got over 200 infected now. The Epic Game Store has mutated and developed the rash symptom without using DNA points. So using the Epic Game Store gives you a rash now. It's already drug resistant. Epic Game Store has infected thousands in the United States. People are being infected faster and faster. Things are getting a little out of hand now, so nearly 6,000 people. Voters in the UK vote to leave the EU. Remainers are concerned that this could severely damage the UK, but Leavers claim it will all be fine. Unclear when Brexit will actually happen. The realism is really starting to hit home now. This is about as accurate as it can get. Mexico has been infected. Your disease has taken an important step in becoming a plague. When a new country is infected, pop the red bubble to get bonus DNA. Well, the Epic Game Store comes to Mexico now. Things are getting really serious. More infectious than tuberculosis. The Epic Game Store has infected more people in the world than tuberculosis. This is a very infectious disease. Yeah, no bloody kidding, right? The Epic Game Store is infecting more countries. Control where it goes by evolving transmission traits. The Epic Game Store has now infected more people in the world than HIV. Damn! It's an extremely infectious disease. Oh my god. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people in the world to be infected with the Epic Game Store. Oh no. The Epic Game Store is now has infected more people in the world than the common cold. Oh no. It's the ultimate infectious disease. This is a lot of people. Nearly 2 billion people are infected by the Epic Game Store now. The end is nigh. Okay, so let's have a look to see what the Epic Game Store actually does to you. We already know that it gives you a rash, but now we've got all this extra stuff that it does. It gives you insomnia, makes you paranoid, makes your muscles inflamed. Inflammation obstructs bodily processes. Swelling can obstruct breathing and be fatal. The Epic Games Store can literally kill you now. It gives you paralysis. The pathogen destroys motor neurons to cause paralysis, significantly harder to cure and can be lethal. So now it gives you insomnia, makes you paranoid, stops your circulatory system working properly, and then paralyzes you. This isn't an illness. This is just people can't get out of their chairs because they're too busy surfing the store. It also decreases your red blood cells, produces inhibitors that destroy that, preventing blood clotting. So now your blood doesn't clot, you bleed all over the place, you get internal hemorrhaging, and severe loss of blood volume causes oxygen deprivation, loss of consciousness, and death. Hemorrhagic shock from the Epic Games Store. Ouch! In a normal checkup, a doctor in Iraq, of all places, found a new disease which has been named the Epic Games Store. It appears to be mostly harmless, but must be investigated further. Other countries are also reporting this disease. Other countries! Look at it all. Oh no! It's getting Greenland. Not Greenland! And Iceland! Oh no! It's bad, people. It's got to Greenland. The first death from Epic Games Store has been confirmed in Poland. Bad luck or the beginning of something terrible. I think it's more than the beginning of something terrible. 4,500 people are dead, thereabouts. Egypt has become the first country to try to limit the spread of Epic Games Store by limiting access into and out of the country. Time will tell if this will work. It's now over 1 million people. The Epic Games Store is destroying humanity, as we knew it would. People in New Guinea are extremely paranoid and refuse to cooperate fully with the global cure effort. They've started to make a cure. How dare they? Petulant humans. Afghanistan is the first to instruct doctors to begin research into a cure for the Epic Games Store. Without greater funding, it is expected to take a long time. Afghanistan, of all bloody places. Killed more than the Black Death. I mean, come on, it's called the Black Death. New statistics show that the Epic Games Store has killed over 75 million people worldwide. Worse than the Black Death. Holy hell. Epic Games Store is killing very fast. The people in Angola are dying faster than new people are being infected. Oh, that's not good. That's bad. New statistics show that the Epic Games Store has killed over 120 million people worldwide. That's worse than the Spanish flu. Oh God, what have you done, Epic Games? What have you done to the world? The Epic Games Store has mutated and developed the abscesses symptom without using DNA points. What does that actually do? Let's have a look. Pockets of infected flesh are painful and act as breeding grounds for the pathogen, increasing infection rates when burst. Ugh! Research doctors all around the world are completely focused on developing a cure for the Epic Games Store. I can't say I blame them. New statistics show that the Epic Games Store is the deadliest plague ever. It has killed over 300 million people worldwide. Worse than smallpox. The Epic Games Store is literally worse than smallpox. I might use that as a video title. The last healthy person on the planet recently became infected by the Epic Games Store. It's out to get us all, people. It's going to get us all. Although the cure for the Epic Games Store is 25% complete now, there is hope. United States of America begins to break down. Normal life in the United States of America is beginning to break down due to the Epic Games Store. It's already destroyed America. Cure research is starting to slow. Yeah, because Americans are the only one that can save the world, like in every film ever. The Epic Games Store has been placed on the WHO watch list. That's nice of them. Already dangerous, governments are warned that it could become unstoppable. I think we're already there. Australia has started to send research teams to infected countries. You mean all of them? There are no healthy people on the planet, so all the countries are infected. Hoping to speed up development of a cure for the Epic Games Store. Pop blue bubbles. Right, yeah, alright, fine. The Epic Games Store has mutated and developed the necrosis symptom. Using the Epic Games Store causes your skin to die. Let's have a read of that one. Where is it? Large swaths of infected tissue lose blood supply and become fatal sources of gangrene. Decomposed bodies remain a vector for transmission. Ugh. Is all I've got to say to that. Ugh. Insomnia and anemia are causing people to walk around grey with tiredness. Scientists working on the cure for Epic Games Store are now less productive. It's just taken over their lives. They've got their credit cards, they've got their bank cards. They're just on the Epic Store all day and they can't work on a cure for themselves. They're too busy. They've got stuff to do. The cure for the Epic Games Store is 50% complete though. They're catching up. There's nearly 5 billion people dead though. I think they might be a bit late to help. West Africa is the first to fall into anarchy due to the Epic Games Store. No cure research can take place. Well, that's it. The Epic Games Store has scuppered our attempts to better ourselves as a race. Thank you, Epic Games. Oh my god, the rate people are dying is unimaginably fast. Look at it. Oh my god, there's less than 1 million people left alive. The Epic Games Store is to destroy humanity. The Epic Games Store has destroyed the world despite the world's best efforts. The last few humans know they are watching the end of history. This is the fate we are all going to suffer. Oh, the Epic Games Store has mutated and developed the nausea symptom without using DNA points. Let's see, there's only 16,000 people left alive currently, since they're all infected. Let's see what it actually does. So we've got, it gives you insomnia, makes you paranoid, swells your body up, gives you paralysis, gives you cysts and abscesses, it makes you bleed into your brain and die. It causes your skin to die and fall off. It also gives you a bit of a rash. And it makes you puke. Wow. Who would have thought something as simple as a game store could be so devastating? Boom. There we have it. The Epic Games Store successfully limited all life on Earth. I hope you're happy, Epic Games. Not Greenland!